Okay, so today I'm going to show you practically the practical implementation of the concept array, single dimensional array. So I have created a class. So I'll show you how. Acha, first, the thing is that the first topic that I'm going to discuss right now is that how to create a static array. Okay, how to create a static array, that is what I'm going to discuss right now. Okay, so I have created a class. So the first thing first, I have to declare the array. So I will start off with this, with a data type, and then the name of the array, which is equal to, I have to allocate certain space in the array. And as I always said, that's allocate the maximum space in the array so that your array does not fall short. So I'll deal with, suppose I want to initialize 5 numbers, 5 elements, but I will give you maximum the value of 10. Okay, so now the first thing first is that now I have to take the array. So I will take this and I will take 5 values. Okay, any random values. I've taken any random values. Okay, so now I will print the array. Okay, how many values are there? 1 2 3 4 5. 5 values are there. Okay, so I have to run a for loop. Okay, integer I is equal to y0. I'll discuss this in details today also. Okay, I less than, not 5, I will be less than 5, yes, because I'm taking 5 values. So 0 to 4 is equal to total of 5 elements, I plus plus, and I will print the output, all the elements. Okay, so the printing style is slightly different. Okay, see the way I'm printing. So this is called static integer. That means my values is fixed. So no matter how many number of times I run the program, I will get the same set of the elements. So if I compile it now, okay, there is an error. So let's see what is that error first. There is somewhere semicolon is expected. Okay, this by mistake is the semicolon. Okay, again there is an error. What is that error? It is said that this is not a statement. Okay, let's compile it. Illegal start of the expressions. Just a second. Okay. Now if I run the program, there is some kind of error coming out. It shouldn't be like this. Okay, fine. Must be a problem. So I'll show you the dynamic part today without wasting the time today. Okay. Please sit with. So I'll take a value variable I. Okay. So to create an array, system out print, I will give a printing statement. Okay. Enter the elements in an array. Mind you, this is dynamic part that I am doing right now. Okay. Semicolon. If you can't see now. Okay. Then I'll start a for loop. Okay. I is equal to 0. I less than maybe 10. Maximum value we can take 10. So less than 10. I plus plus. Okay. And then curly braces open with the use of the scanner class. Scanner s is equal to new scanner system.in. Okay, and I'll take the value of the arrays. How? I'll give a printing statement first so that I can show you the actual thing. System out print. Okay, and this is /n a of I plus I plus okay, sorry, this is not a printing statement. Okay, so a of I is equal to sc dot next int. Okay, once this is done, bracket close, this loop ended up. This is for dynamically inserting values in an array. Now if you see very carefully, I am just using one variable, one array variable to store the value. I'm not taking to store the 10 values or 9 values, whatever it is. I'm not taking multiple values, multiple variables. Okay, now if I have to print again with the help of the for loop statement only, I have to print. Okay, so if I print now, it looks like this. Okay, plus a of I. Okay, and this brings to the conclusion of the program. That is how you actually dynamically insert the value. Now if I compile it, no syntax error. So if I run the program now, so how many values I am supposed to take? 10 values. Okay, always remember, whatever is the total size of the array, there are two terms, position and the index. Okay, if I will take 10 values, then I will have 10 position, but another term is called index. Okay, index represent memory address. So index is always position minus 1. So if I will take 10 values, then my index number will range from 0 to 9, not the 10th. Try to understand. Okay, so suppose if I insert the value, okay, 25, 36, 42, 33, 1, 5, 0, 9, 8, 7. So that means if you see, I am taking 10 values in the array, but the index position is always 1. Index position will be always the 1 minus the actual total number of limit. That is, I'm taking 10 values. So 0, if you count 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. That means how many we have? We have total of 10. So always remember, 0 is also a position, also a number. The 0 does not mean empty or blank space. 0 also means a position. Okay, so if I ask you, find out the value on the 4th position, then in the 4th position, if I ask you, then in the 4th position the value is 33. Okay, if you see 0, 1, 2, 3, that means 1, 2, 3, and 4. On the 4th position, I have 33. Now, if I ask you to find out the value at the 4th index, then in the 4th index, the value is 1. Try to understand. So index number 4 and position number 4 is actually different. Okay, position means which particular position the values are arranged, and index represent the values which are given in the square bracket. Okay, now one thing which you have to understand now, if I open the program, okay, in this particular part, that is square bracket of 10, this represent out here during the declaration is the size of array. Size of array, that is maximum value it can hold. Max value array can hold. Okay, that means if I say 10, that means maximum value 10. Now, what is the index position for all the 10 values? It is ranging from 0 to 9. Okay, index, try to differentiate the term index and the position. Okay, what is the index number for all these 10 values? The index number of all the 10 values is 0 to 9. 0 is the first, 1 is the second, number 2 is the third index, number 4 is the third index, number 5. Okay, so this is what the sequence is all about. If I can write it here, first position value is always in the 0 index. Okay, then second position value will always be on the first index. So always see the index number is always 1 less than the position. Okay, so this is what the difference between the index and the position. In array, the concept of the index is much more applicable than the position. Okay, so as you can see that we have declared the array. Okay, now this particular array has a capacity of storing maximum values of 10. Okay, now I will show you a condition where the array has a limitation. Suppose instead of 10, okay, I want to take 11 values. That means 11 times my loop will run. Okay, so I am taking 11 values this time. Okay, now let me compile. No syntax error. Let me see if my program runs or not. Okay, so enter the elements in the array. I've been asked to enter the elements. Okay, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11. See, this error occurs at the bottom of the page. If you can clearly see, it says java.lang.array index out of bound. That means I am inserting 11 elements. Okay, if I can show you the program again. See, just remember this error. Index 10 out of bound of the 10 11, sorry, 10. That means the maximum size of the array can be 10, because I have mentioned that in the program that the maximum size of the array is 10, so it cannot store more than 10 elements. So this is known as overflow situation of the array. I repeat, overflow situation of the array, where the value which you are trying to insert is above the range of the array size. I am trying to insert 11 elements. I repeat, I am trying to insert 11 elements, but the maximum size of the array is actually 10. So this situation is known as overflow situation. Okay. Another situation which is theoretically exists, it is known as underflow situation. What do you mean by underflow situation? That is, you have allotted certain size in the array, but there is no value existing in the array. Okay, as you can see, this is the overflow situation. The maximum size is 10. Okay, but I am inserting 11 elements in the array. Where it is, I am inserting 11 elements in the array. So now you understood the importance of 0 and less than 11. Okay, let me just correct this so that you can understand. Okay, this loop is actually doing what? It is, suppose we are inserting 10 values, that means 10 times my this loop will run. Okay, but in which index my values will be stored? My index value, the value which will be stored in the index will be from 0 to 9. So if you count from 0 to 9, then the total number of the value becomes 10, because 0 is also a value. So always remember, in the array my value always start from the 0 index, first index, and it keep on increasing till the index -1 is equal to position. Okay, for example, sorry, position -1 becomes the index. Position -1 becomes the index. So if I show you the theoretical part of this, okay, in the theoretical part which you have to understand for your dry run process, so that you can attempt the theoretical question, that is, I'll draw a box, a small box. Okay, considering this to be the array which has the maximum capacity of storing 5 values. Maximum 5 values can be stored. Okay, so let me insert some number: 5, 8, 9, 11, 15. Okay, not necessary the number has to be in the increasing order or the decreasing order. You can store any number randomly in the array. Okay, now 5 is located in the first position, 8 is in the second position, 9 is in the third position, 11 is in the fourth position, and 15 is in the fifth position. That is why you can store maximum number of values is 5. Okay, now if I talk about the index position, then for the index position, what you have to understand, it is represented in this way. My 5 is located at the 0 index. That means my first value is located at a 0 index. Where is my second position? What value is stored in my second position? That is 8. So the index number will be indicated by a of 1. Okay, my 9 is stored in the third position. Its index number will be 2. Okay, 4, in the fourth position, whatever is the value is, it represents the index number 3. Okay, and then in the fifth position you have the value 15 whose index number is 4. So as you can see, if I start my loop from 0, okay, and if I considered a variable that is maximum value, max is equal to 5, okay, so if I'm starting my loop from 0, I is equal to 0, then it will be, I should be always less than equal to, either it is max minus 1, okay. So that means what is the value of max? That is 5. So 5 minus 1 is equal to how much? Is 4. So as you can see, my last index is 4. Or else you can write your loop in this fashion: I is equal to 0, I less than max, I less than max. That means what is the maximum value? That is 5. And what is less than 5? That less than 5 represents 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. That is how we read the value in the single dimensional array. Okay. So if I again take you back to the programming part. Okay. In this program, that is why the purpose that I have used here, that is I am starting from 0 and 10 is what? Maximum. Okay, so maximum value is the 10 and this 10 represent is the size of the array. Okay, now the question comes, although I have 10 as a maximum size of the array, so can I store less value? Yes, I can store less value. If I make it 5, okay, if I make it 5, then yes, obviously I can store the value. That means 5 is less than the actual size of the array, so 5 elements can be stored in the array. So let me just compile and show it to you. Okay, so the first element 5, then you 6, 78, 95, 65. Okay, so now if you can see, since I have taken 5, that I will enter maximum 5 values in the array. Okay, size, always remember the size of the array can be at the maximum range, but you can store less number of values. So I have decided that I will store 5 value, although my array size is 10. So now if you see, if my maximum number of the value that I am going to insert in the array is 5, that means what are my index position? 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so from 0 to 4th index, my 5 elements, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, my 5 numbers can be stored. Okay, so this is what you call is, see, the variable also I am using only one particular variable. Okay, so to store 5 different value, we are not using multiple variables. What variable we are using? We are using only one variable. So this concept is known as array, where you can store this concept is known as array, where you can store multiple values in the single variable. Okay, as you can see, you can store multiple values in the single variable. This is what you call the concept of the array. Okay, so now if I have to store some other kind of values, okay, I'll just 2 more minutes. Okay, if I have to store some other value, if I just change the program, in this case I have decided that I will store a decimal values. Okay, then this will change into next float. Okay, so let me see if my program runs. It says error. Okay, my spelling is wrong. Okay, fine. Now if I run my program, I'll store some decimal value. Okay, 5.0, 6.37, 8.92, 22.54, 66.35. So see, all the decimal values have been stored. Okay, now here is a question. What is it? If I try to insert any any integer number in the middle, mind you, the integer value will automatically get converted into the decimal type. Okay, and that kind of conversion is known as implicit conversion. Okay, so suppose instead of 5.0, if I would have written 5, then also you would have got the result 5.0, because float data type is bigger than the integer type. So automatically this is known as implicit conversion, that 5 will automatically change into 5.0. Okay, but suppose it was, my array was of integer type, and there I would like to store a decimal value, then the data type mismatch would have been occurred. Okay, so this is how you store the array. I have written the program. I will post this video also. Please, you can practice 1 or 2 programs by yourself, how to create an array of the different sizes and of different type. Okay, the presentation should be exactly the way that I have shown you. Only the change that will occur is the data type changes. Okay, and I will post
Yes, sir.
programs in the Google Classroom today. So please try to solve those 2 questions and submit your homework so that I can check your program whether you have understood or not. Okay, thank you.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.